Hello! Today we're going to review Scorpio 2, directed by Erik Matti. Obsession is a very addictive drug. Once it grabs you, one would be hard-pressed to escape its clutches. You lose your grip on the baser instincts. It drives you to seek more and more of whatever delectation it offers. Often, the pleasure is derived from something forbidden. And when one doesn't get the hit, one gets that itch that can never be truly scratched. One is led down a spiral of loss of control which ends up in tragedy for everyone involved. This more or less is the theme of Scorpio 2. Directed by Erik Matti, it stars Joyce Jimenez and Albert Martinez. Albert is Andrew, a physics professor who becomes obsessed with Joyce's Valerie, a student in the school where he teaches. The two play out their relationship amidst the seedy and cramped backdrop of a decaying part of Manila. And as is the case with relationships that are fueled by obsession, it doesn't end well for the two of them. A spiritual sequel to the Peke Galiaga classic, Scorpio 2 unfortunately often finds itself not being able to match the gritty quality of the original. One of the highlights of the original is the oppressive production design, which became a character itself, similar to how Gotham City's depressing architecture is integral to any Batman film. The setting of the original is a compound of interconnected rooms and houses that are stricken by poverty and forced interaction because of lack of space, making the encounters emit a stifling misery and hopelessness. The production design in Scorpio 2 tries in earnest to capture the atmosphere of the original, but it comes off as too bright and artificial. The original's color created a deadened look that was so bleak in its lack of hope. The colors in this movie are a little too vibrant and garish. I am reminded more of a circus than a poverty-stricken district. Director Matti, of course, tries to highlight the invasive and cramped mood through shots of the busy goings-on of the setting. Another thing the original did really well was the sound design. The ambient sounds in the original added an intrusive element to the atmosphere. The radio broadcast in the original brought so much life to the scenes that it became a character too in the movie. This element was referenced at the start of Scorpio 2, but it no longer had consequence. Casting-wise, Scorpio 2 did a good job getting Joyce Jimenez and Albert Martinez to play the leads. Both are very attractive and their looks made their being attracted to each other very plausible. Albert Martinez is handsome, plain and simple. Set against the despairing setting, his classic looks provided a striking contrast that further heightened his presence. Joyce Jimenez is perfect in the role as she makes a serpentine aura and sensuality that would justify Andrew's obsession. I just didn't like the dubbing done for her, it didn't sound natural. The rest of the cast, which include Jimmy Fabregas, Bebeth Orteza, Daisy Reyes, and Manny Castañeda, are capable in their roles and gave strong support to the leads. Special mention goes to Daisy Reyes and Jimmy Fabregas, who were able to articulate sultriness and lechery respectively. There's a subplot involving a teenage genius, Cicero, played by Janus Del Prado, who was having problems adjusting to college life, which I think was added to highlight the failure of Andrew as a mentor. Too bad the character ended up irritating me, especially when he acted like a monkey. It probably took a lot of self-control for Andrew not to strangle Cicero. The biggest burden of Scorpio 2 is its title. Taken alone, the movie can be seen as passable erotica, but when it used Peke Galiaga's erotica masterpiece as a touchstone, it unduly burdened itself with comparisons to the original. Erik Matti is a strong visual director, but he can't really compete with Galiaga's eye. The first Scorpio is peak erotic cinema. Scorpio 2 comes up way short to the standard set by its predecessor. If it had another title, I would have treated the movie better. So that's the review for Scorpio 2. This has been Kulas. Thank you for watching Kulas Reviews. Now if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to this channel. See you at the cinemas.